time for another edition of Radio Wilder with Harry. Playing the greatest music ever made from around the world, along with Wilder news flashes, hot Wilder t-shirts. Click on store on RadioWilder.com to see how you can get one and how it helps the Be Kind to People project. You buy, you help. Now, episode 35.
Father Knows Best.
It's a Father's Day tribute. Yes, he's the king of the castle, the big breadwinner, your champion. He's your pop, your dad, and we salute him on our Father's Day special on Radio Wilder. Now, here's Harry.
Evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are, Wilders. We're back on the air. Happy to be here. This is Father's Day weekend, June 15th, Friday night, but with the spread of countries, who knows? I better not just keep saying Friday evening because it may not be Friday evening somewhere, but in our country, it is the Father's Day weekend. And if you go to our website, you will see pictures of the team's dads and different, some with family, some by themselves. And we want to honor our dads. And at the same time, we want to make sure that the pictures are out. We have some new videos up on the site. We have some new pics on the site. I don't know if we have new prizes on the site or not. But it's Father's Day, and when you look and take a peek at the different dads and the different families, it's a wonderful day and a wonderful way to celebrate. Terry handed me a note, a few of the many father and son musicians, John and Jason Bonham, John Bonham from Led Zeppelin. You got Max and Jay Weinberg. E Street drummer is Max. His son Jay plays with Slipknot. Billy Joe Armstrong is from Green Day. He's got Joey, his son, plays with MRS. Another son, Jacob, plays in a surfer / blood music. Bob and Ziggy Marley, Stephen Marley, Damian Marley. You got Paul and James McCartney. You got Lucas and Willie Nelson. And plenty more of the father and sons. And I think a couple of weeks ago, we played a stepfather, Spirit, and a stepfather and his son. So Father's Day is a big deal. And for me today, the treat is I'll talk a little bit about Dad. Anybody who knows my dad, knew my dad. He had you talk about a life story. If my dad would have been in the digital world, he covered pretty much everything, and I'll ramble on proudly a little bit about Dad. But then as a bonus, at the end of the program, my dad's going to hop up on the Wilder stage for a second time and sing us a song. Not many sons get to have their dads sing on the program. As far as the news and notes, pretty casual this week. As I mentioned, we're constantly working on the site, constantly adjusting it. And this show is recorded a little earlier because we had the Memorial Day coming up. But as of this show, we're not going to count them every week because you don't get them every week. But we have 29 countries listening. We have China. I think I mentioned that in a previous show that Mike LeBeau brought in. I know it was Mike coming in, but I don't know who brought in Cyprus because that's this week's one. A couple of downloads in Cyprus, which means either two people downloaded or one person could have used a regular computer and then maybe a mobile phone, etc. But we're happy to have it. Hell, I didn't even know where Cyprus was. Terry had to bring out the map and show me it's just below Greece. It's got its own little country, and I'm proud to be in Cyprus. So I'm thinking for Father's Day, of course, we'll have some of our usual regular inquires, etc. We've got 2 requests we're going to do today. So I think for Father's Day, I'll save the babbling for the middle and play the music for you. So we're going to start off with 4. I'll tell you who the 4 is after, but I'd like to get this thing started. My dad was a musician, played several different instruments, plus he did something that his son could never do, which was sing. So I think that in honor of Father's Day, in honor of all the guys in our gang and girls in our gang, all with our dads, this is a musical show. So let's play some music. Let's play some Father's Day music. How's that sound? Sounds good to me.
I've been waiting around so long. Farmer John. I'm in love with your daughter. The one with the shining eyes. She knows that I love her. Everything she shows me those eyes. Farmer John. The one with the shining eyes. You want it in my hand. You won't bring my way down. Want it there. I think the way she walks, the way she talks, me out. I'm in love with your daughter. The one with the shining eyes.
Out the Door with 4. Like it. Let it off with the Dave Clark 5. Oh, and before I even get to that, I was doing my usual, checking the spread. This is, except for, of course, we went back into the late 1920s or early 1930s. This is about as big a spread as you're going to get. We have one of the greats, one of the original people to introduce the world to rock and roll, which we have his song from 1955, and we have two or three, at least two or we have three, 2018. So what is that? That's a pretty good spread right there, isn't it? There you go. You're getting your 60 plus. There, you're getting your 63 years of rock. If we're adding that, if we're doing our addition correctly. So love that. And actually, we missed by 1 year of having every single decade in this show. We have the 50s, several in the 60s, 70s, and we do not have the 80s. We have a song, 1979, almost. Love it when these things work out like that. And then we have the 90s and, of course, the 2000s. And we have several of those. Again, a nice mix between the 50s and 60s and the brand newies. I love it when it comes out like that. So back to who we heard, or who we played and who we heard. We did the Dave Clark 5 from 1966, Try Too Hard. Fat Man in the Bathtub, that's by Little Feat. That was 1978. Back down to the 60s, back to exactly 1966. The Knickerbockers doing Lies. And then Farmer John, I'm in Love with Your Daughter. That was also a blast from the 60s. Very nice, very enjoyable. So today we don't have a lot of stickies, but we have some really interesting ones. So we're going to run into the first one here, and it's Jim Croce. And Jim had a very short life and a very short career. His full name was James Joseph Croce. He was an American folk and rock singer, songwriter. He lived from 1943 to 1973. His peak was 66 to 73. He released 5 studio albums and singles. His songs Bad Bad Leroy Brown and Time in the Bottle are the two biggies. They reached number 1 on Billboard 100. And the funny story about him, he was a student. He graduated from Villanova, so it was for his and his wife Ingrid for their wedding present, his parents gave him $500 to record an album, said when it fails, I want you to get into a respectable profession. And he was able to print 500 copies, and they all sold out. So he stayed in his respectable his profession, which was he was very professional in his profession. And he basically what he did was he had kind of his own little different, again, kind of a little folks, and he would try all the different bands and try to do different kinds of things, and he'd go back and forth, and finally at the end he was almost ready to quit, and he hit his biggies, and he was doing a little tour, which he then planned at the end of the tour to go back and do a farm stuff and maybe do some writing and maybe do a little singing. Unfortunately, it's weird how some of these, or maybe we're just all looking at how many of these people have died in plane crashes, and it's usually pilot error. I presume that's because you're, buying on a little small plane. He was playing in Nacogdoches, Louisiana, going to fly over to Sherman, Texas and play. An hour after the concert was over, he and 4 other people hopped in a little plane, and believe it or not, where they took off, the weather was decent. There was one pecan tree at the end of the runway. Everybody said very visible, and apparently this pilot, the extra part of this story was that this pilot had had a history of heart problems, and for some reason, Marlene asked me this the other day, and I couldn't answer it. It said he ran to get to the plane 3 miles. So I guess they're trying to insinuate there was some heart torture, or maybe blanked out, or who knows what. I mean, otherwise, why would they put that in there? But it was pilot error. And I was at the docs, my doctor last week, Dr. Connie Marianos, and she mentioned Jim Croce and said that she knew her widow, his widow, Ingrid, and they'd opened a restaurant, which several of my friends have been to in San Diego. It was very good. It closed. They opened another one in 2016 or 2015, and it didn't make it. But the first one did, and that's something that Jim and his wife always wanted to do. So we'll do Time in a Bottle. I don't want to skip over when you have a sticky. And then we're going to go zoom to 2018 to a group I really enjoy, the Kurt with a K Baker Combo. And then here's a request that I got. It's called De Na Na Shaky Bum Bum in parentheses. It's from Fourth Impact and Tony Valor. And the person that sent it was fan@fan.com, so I can't give you a name of who it was. So we'll go knock on the door, play some more. We'll do, I'm really not trying to rhyme this stuff. It sounds dumb when a rhyme comes out. But I did like getting us 4 to go with, so then we'll do to 3. We'll run into a big, very, very important sticky after that, and we'll take a look around and see what we can do after that. But right now, we'll take off, and this is Time in Our Bottle, Jim Croce. And this was his biggest, no, it was his second biggest song. Bad Bad Leroy Brown was his first.
If I could save time in a bottle, the first thing that I'd like to do is to save every day till eternity passes away, just to spend them with you. If I could make days last forever, if words could make wishes come true, I'd save every day like a treasure, and then again I would spend them with you. But there never seems to be enough time to do the things you want to do once you find them. I've looked around enough to know you're the one I want to go through time with. If I had a box just for wishes and dreams that had never come true. The box would be empty except for the memory of how they were answered by you. But there never seems to be enough time to do the things you want to do once you find them. I've looked around enough to know that you're the one I want to go through time with.
Dad, why do we have rules?
You're listening to the Father's Day special on Radio Wilder with Harry.
Tired of everything. I feel up, I can't even see the line in my mind. And that's why that's why I'm so lonely. I'm so lonely, girl. I'm just another in a stoner crowd, running around searching for things I can't find. I can't find. All I wanna do is be with you, 'cause you're something lonely people can find. I can't find. And that's why I'm so lonely, so lonely, girl. So lonely, there's not much I can do. I'm stark crazy and you know that it's true. Hey!
Come in now with your pretty little face and your pretty little waist. I'ma take you out now. No questions asked. Good enough, nah. You're coming fast. I feel it, nah. Sipping the rum, shake it, bum bum. And we waking and we begging like the only one. Ooh, I feel it tight. You do the nah. I feel it right when you do the nah. come in now with your pretty little face and your pretty little waist. I'ma take you now. No questions asked. Feel it nah. You coming fast, I feel it nah. Sipping the rum, shake it, bum bum. And we waking and we begging like the only one. Ooh, I feel it tight. You do the nah. I feel it right when you do the nah.
I'm on my way, you know what it's about. We gon' do it so good all night, no doubt. Cause you was working hard, here we go now. I'm like Jenny from the block, you gotta get down. Now to the messing around, do the messing around. Start fooling around, start making it proud. And don't stop, not until the sun comes out. It's so good, we gotta do it again and fade out.
No questions asked, good enough now.
I was just looking at the list from Time in the Bottle, 70s, So Lonely. I heard an interview with Kurt Becker the other day. They recorded this in Spain. He had a very eclectic Spanish producer that he really enjoyed. And then De Nana, Shaky Bum Bum, Fourth Impact, and Tony Valor. That's a 2018, which leads us into our next song, which is The Sticky, from one of the greats, because he was one of the innovators of rock and roll. I said 1955 to 2018. It really is 1954. And the name of the band, of course, probably some of you have guessed it, Bill Haley and his Comets. And the song is Rock Around the Clock. He actually he had the very first rock and roll song that was ever, what's the best term? But I guess you could say that it was seen or produced. It was actually on television, and it was a kind of a song called Crazy Man Crazy, because he heard some teenager say it someplace, so he did a song, and he did it the song was a background for a television show that was it was a television play starring James Dean. So he started off, and Rock Around the Clock was basically, I think it's the fifth or sixth most sold single of all time. He did another song that's called, he did a Shake, Rattle, and Roll he did, which actually sold a little bit more, but not long term, but in the short period of time. But it was his first gold record. He got Lifetime Grammy. He was in all the Hall of Fames. And he went a little further. He died and left the rest of the band. So when Hollywood invited him to do the Walk of Fame, they did it with one spot left open for Bill. So Rock Around the Clock, and they did the bass player then. He didn't have a drummer. Did what that's called, that slap back. You've seen it. Buddy Holly's original bass player did it, where they just kind of pull the strings and slap the guitar, and that kind of provides the percussion beat, if you will. So Bill Haley and his Comets, American rock and roll band. Man, think of that. 1952. He died in 81, and man, he had, let's say they had 9 singles in the top 20. One was number 1, 3 more in the top 10. People said, I mean, basically they were revolutionary. Go look at some of the pictures of them. They got their, that kind of hair with the twirl. They look like the teenagers of the early 50s, although he was a little older than that at the time, but he knocked it off. So there's Bill Haley in the Comets, and he not only knocked off Rust, wherever Rust might be, and got people to start thinking about a little rock and roll. So you had people like Bill Haley You had Elvis coming right along. You had Jerry Lee Lewis. You had Buddy Holly. And here they come. And here comes rock storming out of the 50s. So we got that. We took care of that. And he'll be coming on right next. And then Steve Salas, just an enjoyable tune that I like, 2006. And let's see, who do we have here? Oh, we can do one more. We're going to do a little Walk on Water, and that's 2018. Have I skipped? Nope, I got the one request in. So let's play some more and listen to it, and then we're going to come up on our Deuces Are Wilder. I'll say it, don't worry. In fact, I better say it right now. Rock Around the Clock, Bring It In Easy with Steve Salas, Walk on Water, 30 Seconds to Mars, heard it, liked it, 2018. And when that song is done, Dave, you can take us into The Deuces Are Wilder. So let's rock around the clock in honor of Bill and his Comets.
1, 2.
1, 2, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, rock. 5, 6, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, rock. 9, 10, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, rock. We're gonna rock around the clock tonight. Put your glad rags on, join me, hon. We'll have some fun when the clock strikes 1. We're gonna rock around the clock tonight. We're gonna rock, rock, rock till for broad daylight. We're gonna rock around the clock tonight. When the clock strikes 2, 3, and 4, if the band slows down, we'll yell for more. We're gonna rock around the clock tonight. We're gonna rock, rock, rock till broad daylight. We're gonna rock around the clock tonight.
want to see you get the plaque. I'm proud of you.
It's Harry's tribute to fatherhood on Radio Wilder. Thanks for listening.
Can you even see what you're fighting for? Bloodlust and a holy war. Listen up, hear the patriots shout. Times are changing. In the end, the choice was clear. Take a shot in the face of fear. Fist up in the firing line. Times are changing. See a dying star. White lies, it's a man on fire. Making love with the devil hurts. Times are changing. A thin line, the whole truth. The far right, the left view. Breaking all those promises made. Times are changing.
I thought about it before we go into the Deuces or Wilder, Dave. We'll put the big red stop sign on. And if you try, I can say it for my own father. If I tried to tell one story or a million stories about Dad, we'd be just going through program after program. So I thought what I'd do is highlight 5 or 6 or 7 things, and we'll talk about him another time, but I don't think there's any more highlight than actually hearing that my dad could sing, and he'll be singing at the end of this program. So he was a musician. He played the oboe, played the clarinet, played the organ, played the piano, could sing, and he probably would have been a musician, except he had very, very thin lips, and he kept splitting them playing the horns, and that's what he played the best. He was on Ted Mack Amateur Hour. When he was 15, he was on the Moratoria, which is a sister ship of the Lusitania, the one that got bombed and sunk outside of Ireland by the Germans. And he went and with his musician buddies, and they were all 17 and 18. He was 15, and he went with them. And my dad really had kind of a sheltered life. He was the second youngest graduate at one time of Syracuse University. He was a proud grad. He played his music and then realized, okay, I can only go so far. So after graduation, he went to work for, I don't, and he's not around to clue me in on this. I believe he went to work for met my mom and met her when he was working at my grandfather's radio station, WSYR in Syracuse. And he had one in Troy, too, so I'm not sure which one that was. But to give you the kind of idea, he was a very successful, my dad was brilliant. He was brilliant. Maybe in the personal side, he wasn't as brilliant, so I've tried to learn not to do some of those things, and I don't say that disrespectfully, because I tried as a son to say, Dad, this is not going to work out. And I'll give you a little hint of why that isn't. Not that I've had the greatest ride over in the personal side, but I'm much better now and much better through the last 20 or 30 years than I was then. But if you think about this, he worked at the radio station. My brother, we had to move from New York to Albuquerque because of air quality problems for my little brother, Philip. Even though he's much bigger than I am, he still is my little younger brother. So he went to Albuquerque, buys a Spanish radio station, KABQ, and obviously none of us, well, not obviously, we didn't know any Spanish, and certainly Dad didn't. He made it very successful, and I think I did mention this in the show that he graced us with his singing before. I think that was number 11. But he couldn't get any of the agencies to buy time on his station, and yet he'd have these radio remotes, and they'd have thousands and thousands of people. They'd go to a grocery store or furniture store, buy all the product. And so finally what he did one time was and people would write in all the time, mail in. And my dad finally just gathered all this mail together in a big sack, took it down Central Avenue in New York, in Albuquerque, Central Street, and took it into agency after agency and said, look, this is a loyal listener. This is a loyal customer. They just went over to XYZ furniture store and basically sold everything out, bought everything. They did this, they did that. And finally, he started to get into, and the advertisers were rewarded because the Spanish listener was very loyal. They had a product and a store, a company that they liked. They did business. They didn't shift around, which was a very good trait to have. I remember growing up, going down to the station. I think it was on Yale Street. Going down there, I got introduced to some of my first Mexican food. I remember one of the jocks' name was Jose Gallegos, a really nice guy. He gave me some of his Mexican food. And the little bit of time we were there, we really enjoyed it, and the station did very well. And that shows you here he came in not knowing the language. So then what does Dad do? He goes to El Paso. We moved to El Paso, Texas, basically, 300 miles away, 275. What's he do then? He buys an old, kind of a decrepit country western station, KHEY, the Mighty 690. And I remember going out almost every Saturday with Dad, pulling tumbleweeds. That's what he did, cleaning up, trying to do the best that we could. He did most of the work. I was a kid flaking around, and he let me drive the car. I was so young, 12 or 13, but I could drive it on the dirt piece of land that we owned. Had a tower there and all the rest of that stuff. And slowly but surely, he started, and it had a good signal, a pretty good signal. It had 10,000 watts. And with help of all kinds of good people, he began to, not we, I didn't do anything. He put that station, modernized it, got it fixed up nice, and we have a good family history at that station. Chrissy's mom, mother of my child, worked there. Howard Steele, who you're going to hear plenty of in July, he actually worked there at one time for my dad. So we had that going on, and here he took a complete different format again, country and western. He ended up, and you've heard me mention this many times, he would pick up and bring in kind of a junior Grand Ole Opry, and all the big stars, Johnny Cash, Brenda Lee, Marty Robbins doing his El Paso, they all came in. Dad brought him in, and he was successful no matter what. He had a brain for business, and most importantly, he had a brain, and he was hell-bent in the world of sales. So my dad realized it's not who counts the beans, it's who produces the beans, and he was great at it. And many times I'd be with my dad, and he would embarrass me as a young kid because he'd just sell wherever we were at. Not rudely, he was very smooth at it. But I would be, Dad, don't sell to this guy, don't do this. I told the story before about the Billy Cruz restaurant in El Paso, how he Billy would come to our table and Dad would talk to him about television, how much more it could boost his business. And Billy said, I'm doing great right now. It's wonderful. And Dad would say things like, well, I don't see a line outside your bar, and that's where you're making the money. And after beating him down, after it seemed like forever and ever, we ended up getting a trade out. Dad ended up getting a trade out with Billy. His business did increase, and we had a lot of free steaks and great meals and great pies and everything else at Billy Cruz. Well, then he went, after he went into radio, then he went and became a salesman at a television station in town, rose up through the ranks to become the general manager and president and general manager, went right into television smoothly and operated it beautifully. And he had a chance. Doubleday Publishing owned it, and they gave Dad Nelson Doubleday, who I met several times, a really nice guy. They owned the Yankees at that time, I think. And they owned a couple of big racehorses also. And he gave my dad a chance to buy the station on very good terms. He had to raise just a little bit of a down. And he said it was his one major regret. He said, I just didn't work hard enough to raise the down. I didn't. And he said, I regret that the rest of my life because I could have worked forever at this at this television station instead of having to retire. He got a good package and everything, but it's not the way my dad wanted to finish out his career. But he was successful in everything. He preferred to have about a 40-year or 30-year age spread between his girlfriends and him. And I would tell him, Dad, someday this is not going to work out well for you. Or you're 65 years old. A 25 or 35-year-old girl's not the way to go. You'll have no companionship. He said, I don't care. He said, I'd rather have the caviar right now. And it's okay, Dad. That's what you'll have, and that's what you'll get. And we used to go to some of the poker games, or I'd go to the poker games and watch the older guys play. They all bowed down to my dad because they were all in marriages, or marriages had been busted up, or whatever they were. Even good ones, they'd been together 30, 40 years. And they thought Dad was some kind of a commander. Well, he was, actually. With his young girls, they'd see him, and Dad would use every kind of pickup line. I remember a couple of them, which are like a career in the television and the movies. He was not embarrassed to bring up any of them. Loved Dad. And another example of what my dad, he came here and lived with Diane and I in Phoenix. And he got a job as a concierge at one of the car dealerships. And basically that job was to say, are you happy with your car? Did they treat you well? Did you get your discount coupons, whatever that would, to make the delivery of the car smooth. And he didn't like the way the car dealership worked and how they treated the people there, even though he was kind of like a buffer. They wouldn't let him do the things he thought would make the customer happy. So my dad got pissed, and he wrote a little pamphlet called The Forgotten Consumer. That's how my dad was. He wrote a couple of other books, one about television sales. I wish I could find that. I think it might be around someplace. So my dad was somebody that I certainly admired all my life. He was a very different kind of a person. Again, had big brain power and wonderful stamina. My dad, he never took a vacation. But what he did do is he established the early take your needle off the record, if you will, at around 4 o'clock every afternoon. My dad, you couldn't get in to see him. You go to his office, the door would be shut. His beautiful admin assistant, Nellie Parsons, would say, no, you can't go in. He's taking his nap. I think that helped my dad. He lived all the way to 84, and he had an accident at 84. Otherwise, he still would have been going. My dad did not drink. He'd have once a year, maybe a little touch of wine, no smoking. It was pretty obvious what his vices were. They were the ladies, but the truth was business was his vice. He, most of the time when he got late 70s, early 80s, always disappointed that he couldn't be out on the firing line. But if you heard him on the phone when he was 78 and you think he was 58 or 48, he could sell and do things just as well as anybody else. So there are a lot more stories about Ed, and I'll tell other ones at different times, but this is Father's Day, and I want to take it up from everybody else. But at the end of this show, Dad will sing to you, and all he did to sing, he was 55 years old or 56, as best as I can remember it, And he was down at the station. He went back to the guys in the back and said, I want to see if I can still sing. He said, so let's pull up. I think he pulled up Nelson Riddle, who used to do a lot of Frank Sinatra's The Orchestra. I'm talking about the musical. Or he came up with other backgrounds, and he just sang over the top to see if he can sing. And I think you can tell after, 35 years of not singing a song or a note, I'd hear him once in a while sing around the house a little bit. But I'm talking about trying to put it out. He did it all in one sitting. He did a fabulous job, I think, and we were lucky enough, thanks to Terry, to have 8 or 10 of his songs that were originally on probably a reel-to-reel or cassette, and he had them digitized, so all of us in the family have them. And people would be surprised. My mother-in-law was shocked it was Dad and other people in the family because it sounds so good. All right, well, that's enough about Dad. So, and I know I want to send Dave into the Deuces or Wilder, and Terry's probably signaling me now to, okay, stop, get rolling. I can't actually see him right now. But we're all proud of our fathers, and I'm just as proud of mine as anybody else is, and our whole gang is. We all had good dads, good pops. Some of them, Terry's is still alive, and we can enjoy him to the max. So we're going into the Deuces or Wilder, and what are we going to do here? We're going to do Have Love Will Travel. We're going to do Paul Revere and the Raiders. They did it first, and then the Sonics covered it. The Madmen of Garage Rock covered it, and they used it, as I mentioned earlier, in that I believe it was a Land Rover commercial in about 2004. We'll do those. We'll come back out, and I think we have a request from Marcia Pope. And I believe Marcia has claimed to have some relationship with Leon Russell. So let's do the Deuces or Wilder and come back out. We'll make a big decision. That it's a big, big, big decision. Not really. Whether or not we'll blow through 3 more for you for your listening pleasure, or for more pleasure for you, we'll go to the Enquirer. So Have Love Will Travel, and it will. Let's listen to it. Let's start it off with Paul Revere and the Raiders.
Out of the Deuces or Wilder covers vault comes rock's best songs with cool and sometimes crazy or bizarre covers. It's time for Harry's Deuces are Wilder.
Travel from Maine to Mexico. I'm looking for a woman that loves me so. No matter where I go or where I be, I'm looking for a woman to satisfy me. I have a love, that's what I got for you, baby. We'll travel. Have love, and we'll travel, child. I want you to tell me now. Well, sir, if you never need a lover, man, we'll travel. And furthermore, I might catch a boat or take the plane. If I have to, baby, take a railroad train. And if I can't get there that way, look for me, child, to walk in any old way. Have a love, yeah, we'll travel, child. We'll travel right straight to you, baby. If you ever need a lover, man, oh, call on me, I'll travel, yeah. I'm going over there just to wait and see to get that love that's waiting for me. I have love with a travel, say I have a love with a travel. me walking just any old way. Have a love, oh, wow, baby, I will travel. Yeah, have a love, oh, pretty baby, I will travel. Oh, now I said, if you need a loving, then I'll travel. Oh, I said, if you need a loving, then whoa, I'll travel.
Sonics blasted that pretty good. It was a land barber. One thing I forgot to say, and I've just been thinking about it for about 4 or 5 songs or longer, Bill Haley, and from Bill Haley and the Comets, was a world-class yodeler. That's where he made his living. He did country and western, did yodeling. I'm happy Bill came over to the wild side, to the rock and roll side, to get us started, step out there. Those people were all people that had the courage to go play stuff that, frankly, most people didn't want to hear, and there were people that fought against it. That's for sure. So as I'm looking over everything, anxiously, happily, what I think would be the best for all of us, we have a request coming up from Miss Marcia Pope in Oklahoma, and she wanted anything by Leon Russell, so she left it up to me to pick it for her. So, Marcia, I'm sure it's been quite a while. Actually, Marcia, Terry called on her on a sales call. He has another life besides being the executive producer of this program. And she was doing something with somebody else, and he properly said, well, that's great. They're a good competitor, whatever he said, professionally. And so Terry can engage a turnip in a conversation, I'm sure. And so they got to talking. He told her about the jalopy, and she said, really? I love rock and roll. Do you know who Leon Russell is? And Terry said, well, of course I know who he is. Well, he was a friend of mine. And so she told Terry a few stories about Leon and said, well, Ben, I'd really love it if you play something for Leon. And Terry put the rules out and said, send me a request, your shirt size, the rule. And it came in like the next day. So we're going to play that for her. And we're going to do one of the bands that I really enjoy, Fall Out Boy, Bishop's Knife Trick, 2018, a newie. Leon, very early 70s. I don't see a date on this. Then we're going to go to the Fondas. No, they're not. They don't have anything to do with Henry and Jane Fonda, although I am reading a book called Hank and Jim, which is great. And it's about the 50-year lifetime relationship with Henry Fonda and Jimmy Stewart, and they had great dads. Both of them had huge influence on their lives. They were. It's a book I'm not going to spoil by telling you how different they were, both politically and all the rest of it, but stayed away from that kind of stuff and stayed pals for 50 years. Sir, and another thing that I learned that was very surprising to me was Hollywood. I'm always cuffing it nowadays, call it vape it, because it is. There aren't stars. Every single person you ever see anywhere is a star, reality star, this star, that star. They're not stars compared to what we grew up. But the stars and some of the famous people that I'm reading about in this book, they put their money where their mouth is. They jumped into World War II, understanding we were attacked. It's a whole different scenario. And Jimmy Stewart was an ace pilot and had serious combat, and Henry did some pretty great work himself. Henry was in the Navy and Jimmy was in the Air Force, and they weren't in there just to go sing some tunes. They fought the whole war, most of it. In fact, Jimmy was, they said you can't join because you're 10 pounds underweight, and he battled, and because they were so short of pilots, and they need somebody to be an instructor, and he was a good one, that they let him in. So he fought for you to try to get into the war. A whole different look at Hollywood. And I don't know how I got off of that trail other than to say what very cool fathers. So we're going to do the Fall Out Boy, and then we're going to do, for you, Marcia, Stranger in a Strange Land by Leon. Awesome Leon. Then the Fondas. Oh, that's how I got off on Henry Fonda. See, you never know what I'm in. I'll hear this show in a couple of days. I won't even know I did this. And then we'll let the turntable cool down. Let everything in the digitized world calm down. The waves, I'm looking at them right now on my computer. And we're going to go right over to the Enquirer. And a treat for you is, it's always a treat for the Enquirer. I understand that. You don't have to even worry about it. But today, the gift from the gift shop, I broke precedent, and it's going to be a gift for fathers that they're going to really enjoy, and it's a serious gift. Not that the other ones aren't people aren't mauling each other to get their hands on it, but this is a pretty great one. And we have one more sticky, but I'm going to do the sticky and let you race off out the door for Father's Day, the Father's Day show. And the reason I'm going to be able to do it is twofold. I got a bookend. I got my lifelong man who affected me as much as anybody else to get playing. That's Ricky Nelson. And then I get to end it with my dad. So that's a reason right there. You're going to get 4 and then a bonus of Ed. And I'm not going to interrupt and just tell you, when you hear the strings of the last song or the guitar of the last song and the drum beat of the last song, my dad will be very proud to come onto the stage and play sing one of the 9 remaining songs that I am really lucky enough to have. There's his digital diary, like I'm doing this show for Shelley, for me. So let's get right out there now and get a little Fall Out Boy, and then we're going to move over and let Leon talk about a stranger in a strange land. I guess we're a stranger in a strange land when you realize we're over at Cyprus. So enjoy them. Here they come, and then we'll pull over and have a look and see what the Enquire's got in the store.
Pedal to the metal, make no mistake. This is my pity party, pity party. And I'm living out of time, eternal heat stroke. Spiritual vote from the waist down, from the waist down. I'm just a full tank away from freedom. It doesn't want to live in a cage, a feeling that I can't house great. And I'm yours till the earth stops and crumble and the heavens roll away. I'm struggling to exist with you and without you, yeah. I'm just a full tank away from freedom. Spitfire, these are the sand, looking for pieces of broken hourglass. Try to get it all back, put it back together, as if the time had never passed. I know I should walk away, know I should walk away, but I just wanna let you break my brain, and I can't seem to get a grip. No matter how I live with it, these are the last. Yeah, let go of the
will it take to see the sun? And how many years till it's done? Kiss my confusion away in the night. Lay by my side when the morning comes. And the baby looks around him, shares his better place with a pillow and the palace of the king. He's a stranger in a strange land. Tell me why. He's a stranger in a strange land. Woo. Just a stranger in a strange land. Just a stranger in a strange land. Well, I don't exactly know what's going on in the world today. I don't know what there is to say about the way the people are treating each other. Not like brothers. Leaders take us far away from ecology with mythology and astrology. It's got some words to say about the way we live today. Why can't we learn to love each other and try to learn a new face to the whole worldwide human race and stop the fun and chase and lay back, relax, and get back on the human track. Stop racing towards oblivion. Oh, such a sad, sad state we're in. And that's the thing. Do you recognize the bell of truth when you hear it ring? Won't you stop and listen to the children sing? Or won't you sing it, children? Won't you come on and sing it, children? Whoa, sing it one more time. We didn't hear you.
Get your Radio Wilder t-shirt. Click on store on RadioWilder.com. Number one with over 60 years of music, life, and stories. Harry on RadioWilder.com.
Be touched by you. I just wanna be touched by you. By you. I just wanna be held by you. I just wanna be held by you. By you. Wanna be touched by you.
Time for a Wilder News Flash, brought to you by Harry's National Enquirer, spelled with an I, where inquiring minds and behinds want to know.
Sometimes you forget how great the backup singers were on Leon Russell's powerful choral. It just sounds fantastic, and I tried to imagine what it would be like, because he could sing anyways. I took him out, listened, and it's just a whole different, and we forget the backup singers sometimes, and I think I've mentioned before, and if I haven't, there's a show called 20 Feet from Stardom. It's a DVD. It's about backup singers, and all the great big rock and rollers talked about how they wouldn't have, their bands would have never been nearly as good in some of their great songs without the wonderful background and the backup singers that they had. And we'll talk a little bit more of that when we get to our Beatles Stones, which is coming up in about 2.5 weeks. Okay, here we go. Now, this is a pretty interesting story, I think. You remember King of Queens? We love that show, King of Queens. You had the stars in it, and then in the backgrounds there was Patton Oswalt was the guy whose mother was always torturing everybody, flirting with everybody, trying to come on to everybody, and he was the smart guy of all of them. Well, his wife, who died in 2016, wrote a book, and the book is basically, let me see what it is here. I think I wrote that down, and let's see here. Well, maybe I didn't write it in here. Anyways, she wrote a book, a novel, and it was about the Golden State Killer. She had worked on it and fixated on it and spent the time and effort, and it was because of some of the things that she wrote that they got the guy. They caught him and captured him, and he was an ex-policeman. And when they arrested him, Patton Oswalt said, "You got him, Michelle. You got him, babe." And he said how proud his wife would have been after the cops bagged and identified the vicious Golden State Killer after more than a 40-year manhunt. And look at this guy, created wreaked all kinds of havoc. Let's see his name was James D'Angelo. They got him when he was 72. They believe he's the guy, and they've got him in there in pretty good shape, they think. 12 murders, 45 rapes, and 120 residential burglaries that they can put their hands on. This is in about a 10-year period, 76 to 86. And her title of the book is I'll Be Gone in the Dark. So that's pretty neat that was able to happen. She died young, but he's proud of how that is, and I might get that book just to have it for my pleasure. The next is lowering it down a little bit. A gentleman, I use that term loosely, a fellow inmate of Jared. Remember Jared, the subway master who went completely perv on us with child porn and every other kind of horrible thing? Well, there's that hierarchy in prison. And, you could do 8 or 10 murders. They probably, think you're great. You do any child pornography or do things to women and stuff, you're going to get a beating. You're down at the bottom. And apparently this guy beat up Jared, gave him a good beating. And he said he enjoyed it. He wanted to beat him. And the guards even were happy. His name was Stephen Nigg, N-I-G-G. He said he bawled like a baby, a guard did, in the infirmary after he got a good beating from him. They showed a picture, but it was a recreation. A couple black eyes, bloody nose. But the headline was, Jarrett the Perv gets a good beating in there from an inmate. So kind of enjoyable, I guess. So maybe not enjoyable at all. The other one is, after we get all this Kennedy, Chappaquiddick, etc., now the Enquirer reaches out with another exclusive. Apparently Bobby Kennedy was not a Kennedy after all. He was the love child of Rose and Roger. What is this guy's name? Roger Sherman, H-O-A-R. Whore. I spelled it H-O-A-R, said it right. She was getting back from old Joe because of his brazen cheating and the scandalous behavior, and the truth was uncovered by the FBI, but did remain a skeleton in the family closet for 39 years. So the thing was that Rose came from a high class, high society, and Joe was a bootlegger and every other kind of thing, which making a living is however he made it. But as he rose up because of money, he began to take the air of Winston Churchill or something when he was not. I'm not down on the Kennedys, but let's not go crazy here about Big Joe. And Joe was in all kinds of trouble, and I picked up some of that out of the Winston Churchill book. They had to kick him out of London and say, get out in the war, because he wasn't much of a help. So now, apparently, the Enquirer says, and the FBI has a report, that there were a lot of things, like Bobby was shorter than all the rest of them, didn't remind him. To me, kind of looks like a Kennedy, but I'm not going to dispute the Enquirer and any information they bring to the table. It's got to be solid, as I say. And it's, uncovered, been in the closet for 39 years. All right, this is all about the fathers, this treat. It's from Omaha Steaks, and you get 2 and 4s of all these things. Filet mignons, top sirloins, boneless pork chops, chicken fried steaks, kielbasa sausages, steak burgers. You get double steak burgers. You get 8 of those. All beef meatballs. Let's see. Potato au gratin. And a caramel apple tarts. That sounds nice. Then a big seasoning packet, which is normally, the normal goods on this. Now think about this for a minute. The retail on this is $213.94, but for Father's Day, you can save 77% and pick it up for $49.99. Phone number is 1-800-811-7832, but you need to give them this code, 78269KRW. But I'm sure if you call the line and get them, tell them you saw it in the Enquirer and it was a special for Father's Day. Now, what's wrong with that? Bring it in for $50, bringing all this in. This will feed many fathers. So a good one from the Enquirer, a nice value, solid value. There's no graduation gift here or a little boy's toy. This is serious meat here. You can do some nice, and I imagine if you're listening to this show tonight, you might not be able to get it for Father's Day to get it in, but you could give him a treat the week after or during the week. Just treat your dad right with the rest of that. So a good one from the Enquirer. I'm proud of it, very proud of it. I don't need to eat all that meat. There's only 2 of us, but for bigger families, it can be great. So I went back, and I don't know if I told you, Wanna Be, that's the name of the Fonda's tune, 2012. So we're going to go out with 4, and what do we got coming up here? Let's see. And, we're getting closer to the big show. We know that. Got an interesting group coming along and a great song that I kind of enjoy. Anything to do with the radio. It's called The Human Radio. We got a first aid kit coming on. Yeah, we got some good ones coming. I got an oldie that's an awesome tune, Black is Black. And what do we have for... Oh, we have a good Deuces or Wilder. We got a nice one coming up in 36 as far as songs. I can't give you anything else other than that. We're getting closer and closer to July, where I'm going to be recording, interviewing all month long and bring nothing but gold from real professionals to all of you. So I am geeked up about that. That's getting closer and closer. So we're going to go out and give you these last 4 to move you into the beautiful Ed Mason Slale collection, which are 8 tunes, and I couldn't be happier. Our whole family has them. Love to have them. And thanks again, Terry, for bringing those to us. It's wonderful. We're going to do Poor Little Fool by Ricky. That's 1958. Tegan and Sara, and it's something with the ghost. The truth is, the name of the title is Walking with a Ghost, but when you listen, you'll think it's Talking with a Ghost. You'll think it's anything. You're not sure if it is walking. They're from Canada, sisters. And then here comes the last sticky, Abba, A-B-B-A. I listened to a show in the afternoon called Burns and Gambo. It's the sports guys. And John Gambadoro, loves Abba. It's one of his groups that he goes back in dreamland, back into the 80s. But Abba is nothing to laugh at. What I didn't realize is ABBA stands for the first letter of each person's name. You have Agnetha, you have Bjorn, you have Benny, and you have Annie with an I, A-N-N-I. One of the most commercially successful rock and roll history. In 8 years, And since they took a 35-year hiatus, and I'll scream ahead and say, I've read that they are doing a brand new tune coming out in 2018 in December. And then they're going to have one more in 2019. They got together after that. They were couples and broke up. As you know, you get close-knit like that and it can happen. But listen to this record. They have an estimated sales number of worldwide between 380 and 500 million. They share a joint record, and I imagine it's with the Beatles, of 8 straight number 1 albums in the UK. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2010. Their song Dancing Queen, The Dancing Queen, was inducted into Grammys Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2015. So put that in your pipe and smoke it. That's pretty serious. But John likes the music, and I like the music too. We have to reach back and listen to them, let them come alive again. They came out in the 70s and played the early 80s. So we'll let Abba, and we're going to do it a little different than their standard ones. We're going to do Take a Chance on Me, and then Dirty White Boy. No, that's not me they're talking about. Foreigner, one of my daughter's favorites, one of my favorite groups. They're going to come out with their stuff that they played in the late 70s, 79. He's the one that almost made the 80s. Then Ed's going to grace the stage, give me and hopefully all the rest of you a Father's Day treat. I know I stand pretty alone in this. The jalopy is one thing, the digital diary for my daughter. It's now in 29 countries. But there aren't many people, regardless of what station, what channel they are, that can have their dad come on the network and sing. I feel very privileged, and I'm happy to have this vehicle to do it, and thank you all for letting me have this vehicle so that would be able to happen. Of course, I admit I would have played it if it was just my daughter's diary and I was lumbering around just in this country. It still would have got out, but to let this many people hear it, it's really a treat. So thank everybody else, as usual, for helping us. Guys over in London, Davey, Terry, Marlene, Chrissy, Jimmy, Billy, Patton. No, not all those people. I don't know who they are. We had a great time. I wish my dad was here, but I know he's in a great place. And I have wonderful memories of my dad, so that's all that really counts. So love you, Dad. Thanks for coming on and gracing the show. And thank you all again for listening. Cyprus, I don't know where you came from. I'm happy to find you on the map. So everybody enjoy and have a wonderful Father's Day weekend with your pops, fathers, dads, whatever you call them. Love you guys. Thanks again.
I used to play around with hearts, hasten at my call. But when I met that little girl, I knew that I would fall. Poor little fool. Oh yeah, I was a fool. Poor little fool. I was a fool. Oh yeah. She'd play around and tease me with her carefree devil eyes. She'd hold me close and kiss me, but her heart was full of lies. Poor little fool. Oh yeah, I was a fool. Poor little fool. I was a fool. Oh yeah. She told me how she cared for me and that we'd never part. And so for the very first time I gave away my heart. Poor little fool. Oh yeah, I was a fool. Poor little fool. I was a fool. Oh yeah. The next day she was gone and I knew she lied to me. She left me with a broken heart, won her victory. Poor little fool. Oh yeah, I was a fool. Poor little fool. I was a fool. Oh yeah. Well, I played this game with other hearts, but I never thought I'd see the day when someone else would play love's foolish game with me. Poor little fool.
It's all for Dad, the Radio Wilder Father's Day special. Thanks for listening.
No matter which way you go, no matter which way you stay, you're out of my mind, out of my mind, out of my mind, out of my mind. I was walking with the ghost. I said, please don't insist. I was walking with the ghost. I said, please don't insist. No matter which way you go, no matter which way you stay, you're out of my mind, out of my mind, out of my mind, out of my mind. I was walking with the ghost. I said, please don't insist. I was walking with the ghost. I said, please don't insist. No matter which way you go, no matter which way you stay, you're out of my mind, out of my mind, out of my mind, out of my mind. I was walking with the ghost. I was walking with the ghost. Out of my mind, out of my mind, out of my mind, out of my mind. You're out of my mind, 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 out of my mind. I was walking with the ghost. 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 If you change your mind,
Take a chance.
I'm the first in line.
Take a chance.
Honey, I'm still free. Take a chance on me. If you need me, let me know. Gonna be around. If you got no place to go when you're feeling down. If you're all alone, when the pretty birds have flown, honey, I'm still free. Take a chance on me. Gonna do my very best, and it ain't no lie. If you put me to the test, if you let me try, take a chance on me. That's all I ask of you, honey. Take a chance on me. We can go dancing, we can go walking, as long as we're together. Listen to some music, maybe just talking. Can't you know better? 'Cause you know I've got so much that I wanna do. When I dream I'm alone with you, it's magic. You want me to leave it there, afraid of a love affair, but I think you know that I can't let go. If you change your mind, I'm the first in line. Honey, I'm still free. Take a chance on me.
Now, something you'll really like with Harry on RadioWilder.com.
When I fall in love, it will be forever, or I'll never fall in love. In a restless world like this is, love is ended before it's begun. Too many moonlight kisses seem to cool in the warmth of the sun. When I give my heart, it will be completely, or I'll never give my heart. And the moment I can feel that, you feel that way too, is when I fall in love with you. When I fall in love, it will be forever, or I'll never fall in love. In a restless world like this is, love is ended before it's begun, and too many moonlight kisses seem to cool in the warmth of the sun. When I give my heart, it will be completely, or I'll never give my heart. And the moment I can feel that, you feel that way too, is when I fall in love with you.
You've been listening to Radio Wilder and Harry's tribute to fatherhood and your dad. Remember, Radio Wilder is now partnering with the Be Kind to People Project. Learn more at the BeKindPeopleProject.org. Buy a Radio Wilder t-shirt to help out. Click on store on RadioWilder.com. And be sure to join us next week for more great music, stories, and life. Have a great weekend, and remember, keep it wilder. Thanks for listening.